Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's episode 25, I'm not sure. Talk a Lot with James Lott Jr. That's right, it's a late night talk show. It's me, I'm back, bitches. That's right. And we're going to talk about all kinds of things. Who knows? It's a very random show. We talk about stuff that could be from the silly to the serious. It's always, G or PG-13, not X or R rated, even though it's late night. I'm here for you. I'm here for me. I'm here for all of us. And it is Tuesday night, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk a lot, kids. Hi, everybody. I know nobody's on yet. I know people are going to start populating in. I know some of you are probably still watching the Prince thing, which I'm not watching at the moment because I want to watch the whole thing. I've been busy doing other stuff. Sometimes other stuff, this is episode 24, sorry. I was kind of trying to figure, I'm not episode 25 yet. So I'm trying to make sure I have these correctly. But yeah, I'm not watching it yet. Someone just responded to me on an email. I've been working, folks. I have been working. And, okay, I'll get to her later. Okay, she can wait till tomorrow. So I've been actually I'm going to watch, I'm DVRing it, so I'm going to watch it later, the whole Prince tribute on CBS. If you didn't know there was one on CBS, there's one on CBS. I've been doing some great interviews today. I have been doing a bunch of stuff, but that's another thing. But I just want to first talk about Prince. And if you're watching this, so is it telling? Is it we're telling? Hang on, we're telling your. Oh, so it still hasn't told my followers I'm live. There we go. Sometimes these things are weird. They don't it's weird on the hair. Hello, King Me Cupcake. So Prince died 4 years ago today. And for me, as a gigantic Prince fan, I was devastated. I was shocked. I was devastated. I was hurt. I was depressed. For 3 or 4 days, I didn't go to work. I actually called off. Well, I work for myself. I called off of work, and I stayed in bed most of the time, just playing Prince songs, watching Prince documentaries. I was very upset. I have every single Prince album that are out there released. He released a lot of albums, a lot of his singles and songs. I'm a huge fan of his work. And I was very sad. And I was sad for many reasons. One, he's a talent. But two, and he's a human being. But two, no more new music from him that's going to be fresh. I mean, Prince is known for having the vault of songs, but no more new music was coming out. That's what is strange. That was cut off. Prince was very prolific. Prince was very creating stuff all the time, changing, evolving his sound, and there's no more. And I think I was mourning the loss of that. I mean, we all have the people we love, the artists we love. I never met him, of course. That's why live from Inglewood is James Lott Jr. I never met him, but I seen Prince in concert. Let's see. Let's recount. I know, that's always me. Let's recount. I saw him for the 1999 tour, which was, it was Prince and the Revolution, Vanity 6, and The Time. Now, I was a teenager. I had to get permission from my mother to go see the concert because it was considered R-rated. So at the time, it's weird, concerts are R-rated. And so my mother didn't care, so I went and saw it. It was the 80s during that period. Then I saw Purple Rain concert, and that was huge. And I remember that Prince had one scene for Purple Rain where he was half naked in a tub and purple water was washing down on him. And we're like, oh my God. We're like, oh my God, hello. I'm her Mrs. 08. It was crazy. So I remember that. And we all wore purple, of course. Then I saw him for Musicology in 2004. And that was a great concert. And at that concert, here's the thing about Prince. Ahead of his time, of course. He gave a free CD with purchase. So you would get, once you got your ticket, and you would go inside the turnstiles, they hand you a CD. So you got Musicology at the same time. And it was oh, you got a free CD. So for $75, that's the price of the ticket, You got a CD. And because he did that, his album stayed in the top 5 the whole summer. Like it debuted like number 3 or something. I forgot where it debuted at. And it stayed the whole, and the music industry was getting mad. And because of Prince, because that's how ahead of time he was, they made a rule that back then it couldn't count if you sell a ticket, whatever you sell after that is just part of the ticket. You can't be counted in the count of the albums. But Prince was grandfathered in. So I wonder why they call that grandfathered. When it's something before, like why grandfather? Why grandfather? That's kind of interesting. So, but I saw that tour, and then I came back to LA to live, and I think in the two, like, I think it was like 2011, he did a bunch of concerts at the Forum to save the Forum, and so he did like. He was every weekend he was coming down. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday he did 3 concerts a night, and he'd come back to LA every weekend for a long. He did like 2 or 3 months. He did that, and he just came every weekend. And the tickets were $25 each. That's how again Prince was ahead of his time. He thought fans should be able to see this. And I was staying at my mom's house. My mom lives down the street from the Forum, basically, and I was able to walk on down, pay my $25, and the whole thing was. Every night, it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. It was Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. So I went Friday night. No, I went Thursday night. I went Thursday night. And the whole thing was who's in the audience and who we bring on stage. And that's all. Prince concerts were always like that. When Prince broke up the Revolution and broke up with MPG, whatever, he started just having people come on. The night I went, it was Sheila E. That was right, the glamorous life. You don't need the glamorous life. She don't need a man's touch, she wants to lead. Yeah. So that night she was there, and Kim Kardashian was in the audience. And then Kim Kardashian went on stage, and he knocked her off the stage. It was kind of funny. So I was there that night. But like every night it was like, how many encores would he do? How many encores would he do? And I remember our night, he did like 4 encores. Like he would do, if you know what an encore is, he comes out at the end, does a song, goes, good night everybody, goes, leaves, then comes back out a few minutes later, does another song. Good night, everybody. Goes like, comes back again. He did like one night. I think he did 7. My one friend once he did 7 encores. I'm like, oh my god. Side note, back to Purple Rain, back to musicology. My friend Tara and I went together. I made a Prince CD mix. We drove down to San Jose. I was in San Francisco to San Jose, and she was part of Prince's fan club. Prince, again, head of his time. The online component. He had an online store, online kind of fan club, and you paid a certain amount every month. And what he would do is, what he would do is, he would take a certain amount of tickets for his friends. He didn't call them fans. They were friends. And they would be for the first couple of rows, like all around the stage. He'd be in the center stage, all around the rows. We didn't realize that. So when we went to Will Call to get our tickets, me and Tara were row 1, seats 1 and 2. So Prince was right there. We was screamed. Oh my God. Couldn't believe it. We got to do that. So that was fun. So that's 4 times I saw him. And then, that's it, I saw him 4 times. Like, I don't think I was, because I missed the Coming to America or Something to America, Welcome to America. That was one of his last big ones, and I missed that. And he was doing one night only, where he was like popping in clubs, doing like one little intimate clubs. I missed that one too. So I've seen him like 4 times. He was good. Every time he was good. And it's kind of fun to see him along the way. As you see artists at the beginning, and you see him towards the middle. Like George Michael, may he rest in peace. I saw him with Wham back in '84, Wham America tour, and Wham and Shaka Khan opened for him. That's when her song Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan, that song was big. I Feel For You, which is a Prince song. How funny is that? I just tied that concert into Prince. All roads lead to Prince anyway. And then I saw George Michael 25 years later solo for his 25th anniversary tour. And that was cool too. So I saw that. And so I saw him twice. So I saw him towards the beginning of the career, and I saw him at the end of his career. Unfortunately, I didn't know it was going to be the end. So I did that. But Prince was just such a dynamic person, and he was such a person who was so just prolific, and he was amazing. And talk about, talk about "I Feel for You." Okay, a song that Prince did on one of his albums, and then she redid it. Prince has so many songs out there that other artists did that you're like, oh, Prince wrote that. Manic Monday by the Bangles. He did a song for it's so funny, these obscure songs. So when I was in LA back in the 80s, late 80s, I used to work for a record store, and we get records. And so Prince had pseudonyms, which means he had other names. He would write songs under the names Joey Coco, Alexander Nevermind, those were his names, Christopher Tracy, Jamie Starr. Those were all Prince, but it allowed Prince. Yeah, he was a smart businessman. It allowed Prince to be able to do various things, put various music out, and not really saturate with his name. But it was all us Prince fans knew it was him. And it was kind of like a tongue-in-cheek thing. We knew it was him. And so he did some songs for Dale Bozio from Missing Persons. If you're not from the 80s, you may not know who they are, but they were big. Nobody Walks in LA. That was a big song he did. But he did a song for her. It was called So Strong, which I love. He did a song for a group called Three Alarm Clock in the 80s called Neon Telephone. Love that song. You can look all these up on YouTube. He did songs for Elisa Furiello, Jill Jones, Taja Seville, Maserati. I mean, all these groups, he just put these songs for them. They would just do it. The Family, Screams of Passion. Of course, Sinead O'Connor did the huge remake of Nothing Compares to You, written by Prince. Stand Back, Stevie Nicks. Stand back, in the middle of my room. That's Prince. And Stevie Nicks talks about how Prince comes in and does the keyboards and all this stuff, and he was like really excited, and then he left. And if I'm correct, I think Purple Rain he wanted Stevie Nicks to do. She turned it down, or something happened, she couldn't do it. So Stevie Nicks. He wrote songs for Martika. I don't remember Martika, Toy Soldier. And Toy Soldier. He didn't write that song, but he wrote another top 10 hit. It was called Love, Thy Will Be Done. And a couple of songs off that album. Cyndi Lauper does does a song called When You Were Mine. That was by Prince from one of his early albums. She did a version of that was semi-successful for her. And Cyndi Lauper was big at the time. This was back in her heyday when she had... Her album was She's So Unusual. It was the first album that came out. I remember I was in high school. She looked crazy, had the crazy hair, and The Wrestlers. And Girls Just Want to Have Fun, which I know you guys all know that song. Money Changes Everything. Time After Time. I mean, that first album was the bomb. Oh my God. But she did a Prince song, When You Were Mine. And there's a country artist named Deborah Allen. There's a song called Telepathy, which was written by Prince. But there's a lot of artists, and a lot of artists that Prince influenced. I mean, let's talk about that, anywhere from Lenny Kravitz to D'Angelo, Maxwell, Janelle Monáe. Prince's influence is still reaching people. Terrence Trent D'Arby, who was big at the time back then. And then the artists that Michelle Nicocello liked him. And, there's people who he influenced many artists. And all people who came out of him, from him, we got The Time, which gave us Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, which begat Janet Jackson, and begat the SOS Band. And he did a song for Human League, I'm only human, of flesh and blood I made. It's all like coming down from Prince. Prince was the big one up there, and they all kind of came from that. So it's just very interesting, and I posted on my Facebook page, Prince did a song with Madonna on her album Like a Prayer back in the 80s called Love Song. I was always secretly a little sad the song could have been better, because back then it was like two big powerhouses, Madonna, Prince. And they both were coming off of some really successful albums. I'm thinking, why didn't they do the song? Is a little lackluster for me. Tom Jones, of all people, covered Prince's Kiss, The Art of Noise, and that was a hit for him. So just Prince was just he he wrote for women. He did a lot of songs for women. He wrote for men, wrote for groups, wrote for himself. He showcased. We got Sheila E. out of the whole deal because of him. One of the concerts I went to see him in, he had Nick Acosta open for him. And Nick Acosta was somebody who was big for a second, and she was really good, and she opened for him with that one. But I think Vanity 6, Apollonia, all from there. I just reflect on it's just that he's a legend and he's not here. Like, it's just crazy to me he's not here, creating more new music. I even like some of his later stuff. I was liking it a lot. Yeah, so this day 421. It's always a sad day for me today. I tried to be too sad today. I was busy today doing stuff, but I tried to just play his songs and everything out there. I think Prince was so diverse that I think almost even my grandmother liked a Prince song. So I can imagine, everybody has to have at least one. Like, what is this Prince song you guys like out there? Is there a Prince song that you just like in particular? Share with me. Tell me what you like. Because he has so many good songs. Some of my favorite songs. I'm drinking chamomile tea. Oh, I forgot. I need to show you guys. My favorite mug. But I am completely love Mountains. It's a good song. I forget. I'm wearing the shirt again. Mountain shirt. Purple Rain is a good one. It's a good one, folks. Thank you. Purple Rain's a huge hit for him. I love When Doves Cry. Let's Go Crazy. I love his early stuff. I love Sexy Dancer. I'm Gonna Be Your Lover. Controversy. Sexuality. Dirty Mind. I love all the early stuff. Let's Work. I love Little Red Corvette. Delirious. Something in the Water Does Not Compute. Purple Rain was a good album. Purple Rain I played to death. And I love Computer Blue. Call My Name. Oh, good. You see, there's some later stuff. Breakfast Can Wait. I'm her Mrs. '08. I'm going to tell you, some of his later stuff, I love Black Sweat. That song is so good. And I love some of the stuff off his Hit and Run album. He had a song called Funk and Roll. And I love it from his album Artificial Age. I like the song Artificial Cage. To me, some of his later stuff was really good too. It just didn't get enough attention. So I'm very impressed with your choices of Call My Name, Breakfast Can Wait. Yeah, Little Red Corvette, 1999, those are all good. Purple Rain, everybody likes Purple Rain. That's a classic. That album, even Darling Nikki, that album was the bomb. Let's Go Crazy, Computer Blue, The Beautiful Ones, Take Me With You at Apollonia, Darling Nikki. That album was a bomb. Baby, I'm a Star. I Would Die For You. All those are just so good. That's so good. Okay. So good. I'm going to cough drop my throat turning a little bit. I'm talking so much. He has some really great albums. Kiss, that's a great song. Kiss Alone is a great song. Raspberry Beret, Pop Life. I liked Around the World Today. People talk about it. I like psychedelic stuff. That song, he had exactly the greatest. You're picking some good ones. I'm her Mrs. '08. I'm very impressed. Yes, I loved his stuff as a symbol. I love the Gold Experience. I think that album is very underrated. I love 319, Gold. I know all this stuff. It's really underrated. I like the Symbol album with Seven. All Seven, and then Watch Them. I even like the Bat Dance soundtrack. People make fun of the Bat Dance soundtrack. It was a big hit for him. I love Bat Dance. And Electric Chair and all those songs. Arms of Orion. He did stuff with Sheena Easton, of course. Her Sugar Walls. Everybody remember that song, Sugar Walls? Inside my sugar walls. It was so nasty, but I love it. The Girl 6 soundtrack. That was Spike Lee. The Most Beautiful Girl in the World. That's a beautiful song. When that song came out, I was like, Prince can write a hit when he wants to. Prince was choosing not to write hits. So when that song became a huge hit, everybody's like, Prince is back. It's like, well, Prince never left. Just that he's writing a song. He could write a beautiful song when he wants to, when he feels like it. More like musicology. I mean, that's not good too. I didn't like the movie Graffiti Bridge. Didn't like it. But I love the songs. I posted one today. Can't forget to stop this feeling I got. Tick Tick Boom. I mean, there's some great songs on that album actually that I really like a lot. Coogan Rich. I liked, and then the Parade soundtrack, which has Kiss on it. The movie sucked also again, but there was Mountains and another lover, Hold Your Head, Girls and Boys. Prince had some really great songs. They were just really good. And it's funny with 1999. That song came out in 1982, and we just knew he was so smart that that song was definitely going to get played in 1999. So literally 17 years later, that song was a hit again. Like it was just like you couldn't. He was so smart. He was so smart. Sometimes it snows in April. Yes, it's a good song. I mean, the thing is, he has so many different genres of song. I mean, he did so many different kinds. So it's very interesting. Um, he had an album called Come, Come. There's a song called Loose I like on it. I like when Prince did dance music, and Coogan Rich know I like dance music, so I like when he did dance music. And he had a song on the Symbol album called I Want to Melt With You, which I loved that song. It was very dancey. I liked Willing and Able, which was on Diamonds and Pearls. I love I Wish You Heaven. I love this, the album Love Sexy. I remember the cover was very controversial because he's, he's all like this wayfish naked person on a flower. His hair all feathered. And Prince was so pretty. But I love that was his Bright album. He had a song called Positivity, Anastasia, I Wish You Heaven, Alphabet Street. I mean, he had a bunch of songs that were, because it was a response to the Black Album, which at that time had not been released. And that was dark. So he did a light album, and that's what this album was about. And I love, and I remember that album was continuous play, because I remember I was trying to record part of something, and it would go to the next song. But I Wish You Heaven. Oh my, that's one of my favorite Prince songs of all time. I love that song. Side note, Around the World in a Day, that album cover inspired my last album cover for Salty Clouds and Sunflower Dreams. When I was trying to decide I was listening to a lot of late 60s, early 70s music. It was a lot of folk music. I was listening to a lot of Joni Mitchell and Peter, Paul and Mary and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young and Neil Young solo. I was listening to a lot of early Eagles and Linda Ronstadt. I was listening to all that. And so it was influencing me, this kind of psychedelic thing. And I remember Around the World in a Day was his psychedelic album. It was like the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's, or like Talking Heads. They all had these album covers that were commissioned. So my album cover for Salty Clouds, Sunflower Dreams was commissioned by somebody. They made me into a cartoon. So my album, it's with my group, The Third Dimension. So I love that album cover. It's very dear to my heart because Prince inspired that from me. And yes, people laugh when I say my album's called Salty Clouds. And somebody's like, my cloud, I was coming out of a really salty time in my life. So Salty Clouds is very important. Those clouds were not sweet and fluffy. They were salty. A friend sent me a video today of a guy that made Prince pics put together in his car saying the song was used on Prince. Wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised at all. Prince started out dance disco, first couple albums. Then he went new wave. People don't understand he went very new wave. The album Dirty Mind and Controversy. I was salty. My face was paralyzed, so I was salty for a year. Yes, I was coming out of that. But he was very new wave. The Controversy album was very new wave. Ryan Talk to Russia, Let's Work, Controversy, Sexuality. That whole album was very, very, very new wave. And then when he got to 1999, Delirious is a new wave song. I get Delirious. That's a very new wave song. But the rest of the album was very R&B pop. How he did, there. And he moved on. But I wouldn't be surprised if Gary Numan's Cars, which is a great song. I remember that song. I was in junior high school. I remember that song when it came out. It was a huge hit, number one hit. Controversy is the bomb. I love that. I love that song. And that song was so Prince. Am I black or white? Am I straight or gay? Because he pushed gender, he pushed race, sexuality. I mean, Prince was this little elfish 5'2" or 5'4" guy wearing heels and lace and women's clothes. And then he was like, I'm going to take your woman. Thank you. I'm very proud of my album, Salty Clouds and Sunflower Dreams. I'm very proud of that album. I put a lot into it. It took a year, and it took almost 2 years to make. So I'm very proud of that. There's 18, 19 songs, and I'm very proud of that album. The Third Dimension were great. I added background vocals, bigger music. I mean, I'm very proud of that album. I am very proud of the album. Just like my new album's coming out on my birthday, a little shameless self-promotion. My new album's called Safety in Numbers. It's 10 songs. It's a small album this time. I'm proud of this album too. But Salty Clouds, I was very proud of the album. Yeah, the whole Controversy album is the cover with all the different newspaper headlines. It was very clever. It was very, very, very clever. And so Prince ahead of his time, of course. And the fact that Prince would do an album and then move on, he's like, I'm next. And from Controversy, the natural progression, I guess, was 1999, which was a double album. Remember that little eye that was in the middle of the album? I remember as a kid, we used to stare at it, and they said the devil's coming or whatever. You're like, oh my God, devil's coming, look at the eye. Remember that? And then, of course, the next progression was this movie and the soundtrack. And and Purple Rain was a perfect marriage of music and movie. And Prince was decent in the film. It was decent. He wasn't bad. He did a very decent job. So it was very much like, oh, okay. Thank you. My new album, I'm very excited for everybody to hear it. I'll probably release another song in the next week or so, just to get it out to the people. My song Sometimes, which I'm very proud of, is on my SoundCloud page for free, and it's a free download. So if you want to download it and have it, you can have it. It's there for free. And then then Purple Rain was good, but then he did a whole left turn. It was like, I'm not doing the Purple Rain Part 2. He did Around the World Today, which I love that album. I love Pop Life. I love Tambourine. I like those songs. The Ladder. I like those songs on that album. I thought that album was very interesting. To come off of Purple Rain and do that, I was like, okay, there's my Novio, DJ Steve Flores. He doesn't know it yet. Very talented DJ. The biggest man crush on him. All right, so then from that, he did Parade, which he did. It was like the sequel. It was like the sequel to like Purple Rain. Not that good, but the album was good. They had some good songs on there. It was like great. Yes, I haven't watched the Prince tributes yet. I haven't watched them yet. I have not. Thank you, DJ Steve Flores. Made my evening. I have not watched it. I have it on DVR. I have not watched it yet. I was working tonight. I had things going on, and I was like, I really want to sit down and enjoy it. I want to sit down. Everybody say hi to DJ Steve Flores. He's in tonight. He's in the room tonight. So DJ Steve Flores, are you going to do any? Randomly Artsy was in your thing last Sunday too. I was there too. Are you going to do any more little things this weekend coming up? Let us know. I'd like to promote it. Christopher Tracy's Parade. I love I Wonder You. I love Girls and Boys. Mountains is my favorite song. I'm wearing the shirt Mountains. I'm wearing the stuff from the purple. I actually have a Prince Purple Rain t-shirt. I can't fit it right now. I'm losing weight, so I'll be able to fit it again. I didn't throw it out. I have another Prince shirt that I have that I was like, I can't fit it right now. I can't yet. So I'm working that out. But this Prince could do dance music. And like I said, I love his song, Play in the Sunshine from Emancipation, Jam of the Year. I mean, even My Name is Prince, which was a rap song, yes. It was like that could be, oh, it was a Madonna mix. Yeah, he did great. He just did great dance music too. And so when he wanted to make the dance, when he wanted to dance, Prince could dance. When he could do it, his music was good. I mean, I Will Die for You was a great song. I love that song. Baby, I'm a Star. That combo worked. So, and even when Prince was being Prince sometimes he was not perfect. He would get a little shitty with his fans, scream at him, yell at him, be a little prissy, and he didn't do the When We Are the World thing. Oh yeah, Cougar, I talked about the Prince and Madonna song. Unfortunately, it's not one of my favorite songs. I feel like the song could have been better. You have Prince and Madonna in their primes. And I love Prince. I love Madonna's Like a Prayer album. I think it's one of the weakest songs on the album, but I do like it, of course. And Kate Bush. I love me some Kate Bush. I'm like, what? I mean, what happened to her? I'm like, what all the love and the anger? The fog. She's running up that hill. Is she still running up that hill? What's going on? Running up that hill and running up that road, running up that building, or whatever the song was. I used to love that song. Okay, yes, I am. Okay, let's see what Steve was saying. Every Friday and Sunday evenings. Every Fridays too. Okay, Fridays is house music. Sundays is okay. So, folks, he is doing it Friday evenings too. So Friday and Sunday. Okay, I didn't know that. So I have to join you on Friday then too, 5 to 6. I'll put it in my thing. I join my man on Fridays. Love me some house music. I do. Yes, I do. Yes, indeedy. Yeah, it is. Yes, I was just saying that Prince did songs for Dale Bozio for Missing Persons. Someone's like Missing Persons. I'm like, Nobody Walks in L.A. Words. I mean, Missing Persons was like one of the preeminent new wave artists from Los Angeles. See, for me, it was Missing Persons. It was Berlin. Love me some Terry Nunn. Love me some Terry Nunn. Berlin. And by the way, Berlin is still putting out great dance albums to this day. They're still putting out good albums. The Go-Go's. Love me some Go-Go's. I mean, there's all that kind of LA new wavy dancey stuff that was coming out. There was Animotion. There was Mr. Wang Chung. There were all these big groups that were just doing dance music back then. Timbuk3, all these. I mean, I remember all that music. Terry Nunn. I love me some Terry Nunn. You quiet your mouth. I love me some Terry Nunn. I do. I do. I will ride and die for her. I love her. But yeah, there was a lot of groups at the time. They were very new wave that did get some success outside of Los Angeles, but they were they're LA. The Bangles. I mean, another one, Bangles. Speaking of Prince and Manic Monday. Manic Monday is such a good song. It is such a good song, and it's so psychedelic. He was in that psychedelic phase, and apparently he wrote 2 songs for them, and sent them to them, both songs. He sang both, sent to them, and they said they were so nervous they only did the one song. They didn't do the other song. They were like, this is Prince. Like, we can't do 2 songs. And they did one. So, oops, sorry. Oh, did I turn around the wrong way? That's the wrong way. Sorry, let me turn it back around. But yeah, I love that. Oh, I'm trying to get back to me. Where's me? Oh, no worries, folks. I'm growing my goatee back. This was just a thing. Let's see what DJ's saying. I played a personal rework of Madonna's Holiday. Oh, okay. People get mad at me. Okay, I'm gonna say something, and people get mad at me all the time. It makes me laugh. People get mad at me. There's a Madonna song I don't care for. It was a couple Madonna songs I don't care for. I.e., I Love New York. I was like, girl, you could have done better than that. That's another story. But it's a classic Madonna song. I can't get it out. Madonna song that I am not a fan of. And people are like, and you're a Gen Xer from this time period. And they played it to death on MTV. But I just don't care for it. My friend, on a side note, hates Hung Up. He loves ABBA and he loves Madonna. ABBA, it's Give Me a Man After Midnight song mixed with Madonna. He hates that song. But you like both. Rocco Love What I Love You. That song, Madonna is lived in New York off and on for 30 years. I thought this song could have been the lyrics make you want on a wingy, 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 or whatever song she's talking about. Just like whatever, the song is just bad. The song I don't care for, I'm almost afraid to say it to you guys. I feel like I'm giving you a confession. That's Madonna, Confession on the Dance Floor. Borderline. I don't like Borderline. That song comes on, I'm just like, I don't like it. And trust me, anybody who's known me for the last 40 years knows I love Madonna. And I loved early Madonna. Like, I mean, my mother will tell you, I came home when I thought Madonna was black. Because back in the day, she was on the cover of any of her 12 inches. I remember getting the Physical Attraction and getting the Everybody 12 inches in the black section. They called it back then the black section. This is the early 80s. You guys go agree with me. Oh my God, this is the first time people agree with me. I'm so shocked. DJ Steve Flores, now you have to marry me because that's completely, now that just even adds more to you. And Sidewalk Talk, I love Sidewalk Talk. Well, Jelly Bean Benitez, of course. But Everybody and Physical Attraction, I got the 12 inches in the black section of Tower Records, and she was on the cover. And it wasn't until Solid Gold that all of a sudden she turns around. We're like, she's white. We all thought she was black. I know Shannon came out with Let the Music Play and Give Me Tonight at the same time period. They did. I remember that. I had those songs too. But Madonna. So I mean, I'm going to tell you, I came home with Madonna 12 inches when she first. So I'm a true fan from the very beginning because when she came out, I was 13 years old. I was in junior high school, and I got it. And then I watched it unsung too with Shannon. It was good. And then I forgot what came out next, but then her album came out, Madonna. Oh, Burning Up. I saw the video for Burning Up, and that's still my favorite songs of all time. I love that song. Do you want to see me down on my knees or bending over and backwards now? Would you be pleased? I'm not the others. I'll do anything. I'm not the same. I have no shame. I'm on fire. Yeah, that's my song. I was in junior high school in 1982. I'll be 51 years old in 3 weeks. I was in junior high school in 1982. I graduated and went to high school in 83. So yes, I did. Yes. Tell you, I tell my real age. I have no problem. I look good for my age. I don't have to worry about that. I got no wrinkles. Well, some up here. I had none down here. You know, black don't crack. So there you go. And then the album I played. Then I played the album to death. I played to death. All those songs were just Holiday. I mean, all those songs were so good. I played it to death. Then I remember. Oh my God, you guys remember this chick Alicia? She had Baby Talk. It sounded just like Madonna. It was like, and they kept saying, "Well, who's gonna make it? Will Alicia make it?" Because back then, Madonna was still like a fad. They didn't know Madonna was gonna be. This was right before the MTV Awards. Before like a Virgin. This was right. It was before all that. It was like they didn't know what Madonna was going to do. The first album was cutesy. It was a hit, but she wasn't huge yet. Oh, Regina. Sorry, that's not Alicia. Wrong person. Thank you, Regina. But I remember she sounded just like Madonna. And Homegirl had one hit. Bye, Regina. See, I can't remember her goddamn name. I'm like Alicia, Regina, somebody, one of those names with an A at the end. But this is pre before the next album came out. Thank you. Then I remember the album was still doing so well, they kept trying to push back the release of the Like a Virgin album because the first album was still selling. But they're like, we got to get it out. And the Like a Virgin happened. And that's it. Stephen Bray from The Breakfast Club, who had their own hit years later. Yes, they did. Because Madonna was screwing everybody. She was screwing Stephen Bray. She was screwing Jelly Bean Benitez. She was screwing everybody on her way up to the top. She's open about that. It's funny. So here's Angel's my favorite. Randomly, RJ. Angel is my favorite Madonna song. I sing it all the time. You must be an angel. I can see it in your eyes. All the wonder and surprise. Even now I realize. That is my favorite. I sing that song all the time to like my grandkids, my kids. I always sing it to them all the time. My favorite song. But it's so funny because Get Into the Groove is so cute because that's not on any album. That was a song that was the B-side song to Angel. If you don't understand, I remember I had the 12-inch, I still have it, of Angel. And the 12-inch version of Angel is good too because it has live vocals and live people in the front in the beginning of the song. And then it goes like Madonna, 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 and then it goes into Angel. That song is just, I think Angel is very underrated. I'm shocked she didn't do a video for that song. Madonna didn't do videos for every song, which is really weird back then. It was so weird. Dress You Up video on chair dance. That's so funny. I love Dress. I love that album. I really do. I love that album again. That album was everything. You know, that album was everything. And I remember my brother says he remembers I came home. My younger brother said he remembers when I came home, and I showed my older sister Lauren the album cover because back then it was a big deal. The front part was her being, in the dress and boy toy, and the back part was her after having sex. That was the insinuation. In the picture, and it was a big deal. I was like, ooh, it's a big deal. Like, it's so 80s. It's so tame compared to like what happens now. So yeah. But Get Into the Groove was Get Into the Groove was a great B-side song. It wasn't a song on its own. It was a B-side song, but it became one of Madonna's biggest things. And I remember, I heard the Madonna channel Angel 2. That's remix. It's a remix, yeah. And then I remember Crazy Heart, not Crazy Heart, wrong movie. That song Crazy for You and The Gambler. I love The Gambler. Regina sang Baby Love, Alicia sang Baby Talk. Who cared? Both of them were one-hit wonders, and that's all they did. So like they nobody's talking about them today. So there you go. I'm being a little shady Tuesday. But I remember that Vision Quest was the movie. The ironic thing was I had to read the book. The book was a different title. And I read the book like the summer before that. It was really weird. I read the book at that. And it was funny. It made it into a movie. Linda Florentino and everything. And it was Crazy for You and The Gambler. I love The Gambler. Oh, my God. The Gambler was so good. It was so good. Now, if you go to the Like a Prayer album, I love Like a Prayer. I love Oh Father. I relate to that song so much. Oh, my God. And at Close Range, I Live to Tell. Well, if we're going to do that round, RJ, her soundtrack song, she had I'll Remember from Without Her soundtrack. She had This Used to Be My Playground from the baseball movie. She'd had, what else she had? She had a bunch of, and then of course, Who's That Girl? Quien es la niña? She had Who's That Girl and Causing a Commotion. Yeah, I can do all that too. I know Madonna. I have every single song she ever put out. I have every single album she ever put out. So I do. I know my Madonna. Out there from the very beginning. Now, Madonna, I saw in concert. I missed Like a Virgin somehow. I don't know. I still to this day, I don't know how. I was going to concerts all the time. So I know the old school. It's funny. I'm getting older now, so I'm going back to old school. I can't help it. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in the old school. But I remember going to see Who's That Girl? '87. My friend Adolfo Chabri Quinones was the choreographer and dancer on it, so now he's my friend. It's kind of crazy. I saw Blonde Ambition in 1990 with the cone bra and all that. I saw that at Concord in San Francisco. She debuted the Dick Tracy songs on there. It was really funny. I remember she debuted Hanky Panky, as you're like a good spanky. It was so funny. And Technotronic opened for them. Pump up the jam, pump it up like the fetus. Which that song is cute, but my Technotronic song is get up, get busy, do it. I want to see you party. Get up, people, now get out to it for the night is over. That's my song. I love that song. I love the music to that song. As a question, folks, how impactful was Truth or Dare in your life? I saw it later in life, but I couldn't see it when it came out. Truth or Dare, I know every single frame of that movie, of that documentary. I can recite, my friend Sebastian and I can recite the whole movie. What people don't understand is, in 1990, that whole time period, there weren't a lot of documentaries coming out. Madonna was the biggest, most controversial star in the world. And for her to let us in on glimpses of her life behind the scenes and showing her Warren Beatty and her making fun of Belinda Carlisle. Oh my God, her singing is so funny. showing how she is with all her dancers. It was just like it was a really big deal because a lot of artists just didn't do that. It was in real time. And I remember seeing it in the theater, just so excited, not knowing what we were going to see. Like you didn't know what you were going to see. Like people don't understand. I mean, there was no social media. There was only the tabloids like National Enquirer and all those. So you'd hear little weird things like that. But it was such a big, impactful thing that it was nothing like it. Madonna was huge. I want people to understand she's been around now for so long. She's just Madonna. But there's a time when she ran everything. The standard was Madonna, and everybody else kind of was around there. I would say maybe Janet was close, but I think Madonna was even bigger than Janet. Janet was dwarfed by Michael. So I think it was still, I mean, I love me some Janet, but I'm sorry, I think Madonna still was the one. Madonna is one of the few people, if you look at every single video, she looks different. I love me some Medusa, Dare to Be Truthful. My girl, Julie Tenuta, I have that on DVD. I love that whole parody. It's so funny. But Madonna's, it was fashion. I remember everybody wanted the lace. Everything was, I mean, her and Prince both brought lace, but everybody wanted the lace. They wanted the boy toilet. They wanted the sunglasses. Then she changed. And she kept changing her looks all the time. Like Madonna, blonde hair, brown hair, red hair, short hair. I mean, Madonna, every single video she has ever done, she looks different in every single video. Madonna is a marketing genius. No, I mean, literally no one else compares to career-wise what Madonna has done in terms of staying relevant and changing her looks and taking chances. And I always think back about Madonna. I love my Dutch cousin. I always think about Madonna. Madonna took a lot of heat. See, of the big three, Prince, Michael Jackson, and Madonna, Prince and Michael were black. So there was that thing. So they had things they had to kind of overcome there. But see, they were still men. Madonna was a female. And I always think Madonna really got the brunt. If anybody was around that time period, Madonna got the brunt of a lot of stuff. And I always forget how young she was. Madonna is 9 years older than I am, I think, or 10, 9 or 10 years older than I am. So I was thinking, I was a teenager. She was like 23, 24, 25 going through this stuff. It was amazing how she handled it. Madonna, for the most part, handled it with class and not class and just said what she wanted. And she fought for gay people, for black people, for Latino people, for women. She was unapologetic about it. How many artists today would put a lot of stuff on the line? When MTV banned her video for Justify My Love, she's like, okay, take that, bitches. She's like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be the first person. I got to sit up now. I'll be the first person to release a video single before Madonna's Justify My Love. I have it somewhere in the house. Before Madonna's Justify My Love, there was no video single released. She released it and made tons of money. Then MTV said, oh, we'll show the video now, but just late at night at 11:30 because of the themes. I'm trying to see if I have it sitting out because of the themes. Do I have it sitting out? I'm looking. Because it's so funny. I mean, it's just like, they were just like, nah. And people were shocked because it was Madonna. Like, who says no to Madonna? I have it in here somewhere. I don't see it, but I have it in here somewhere. So, yeah. So, I don't know. It's just very interesting. I can stay there like that. Oh, I can't have on a Pepsi commercial. Well, remember, Papa Don't Preach. That was a big controversy because she said she was keeping her baby, and she was Catholic. They were like, she's keeping her baby. Wait, what's that? Why is this thing not closing now? I'll deal with that later. Because she was keeping her baby. They got pissed. So her, Prince, and Michael did. It's funny. Women and two black men change culture in the face of everything. That's what's so funny. They did. Well, and that's the thing, and Madonna was like, I'm not a whore and I'm not a Madonna, quote unquote, either. I'm somewhere in between. And that's what most women want to feel like. We shouldn't be categorized as one or the other. Women, is a whole double standard for women that I totally get it. That's something to this day. You watch, like Randomly RJ, watch all those unsungs. Watch the ones with the women, and they'll tell you how the record companies didn't know what to do with them, or didn't want to be a certain way. Or it made them, the men had a little easier. They had a little easier. But think about this: MTV didn't want to play Michael Jackson or Prince. Isn't that crazy? How mad Thriller came out, and they were not playing Thriller songs from Thriller. It wasn't until Warner Brothers threatened that we will not. Or not, I think it was Epic or whatever. Threatened that we are not going to have any of our artists play on MTV if you don't play Michael Jackson. Suddenly, Billie Jean's on MTV. But you know what I mean? Like, it's so weird. We think of Michael Jackson being the star that he is, but because he was black, they wouldn't play him. And Prince, same thing. Prince was doing rock music. I mean, he was doing rock music. Purple Rain is a rock song. Let's Go Crazy is a rock song. These are songs that are rock songs. And they didn't want to play them. Just because of their color of skin. And Prince is light-skinned. You think, okay, and Michael wasn't light-skinned yet. He was medium brown. Poor Michael. He was such a handsome black man at one point. But they didn't want to play him because of their color. It just, and that wasn't that long ago, folks. It wasn't that long ago. I remember a lot of black artists were getting upset because they couldn't get played on MTV. And they finally did, I think it was Yo MTV Raps was the first thing. There's this famous clip of David Bowie, may he rest in peace. He loves black folks. He was married to Iman for all those years. I think it was Mark Goodman, one of the VJs, why aren't there any black artists played on there? And Mark Goodman was like, and that clip is so, you can find it on YouTube. He was just like, well, we're trying to play to the Midwest. We're trying to make sure the Midwest is happy. Because if you don't know this, the Midwest is usually a barometer when it comes to advertising. That's why a lot of folks on TV don't have any accents. It's a very just kind of washed out accent. They talk very clearly a certain way. It's very much supposed to be for the Midwest or Middle America, as they always call it. So back then, they said that's what they were doing. It was supposed to be for Middle America. Little did they know, and now they don't show any videos anymore. And it's very black on that channel. But it's just kind of, I remember Anita Baker talked about that. Anita Baker was saying how Rapture was a big song. The album was huge, but she wanted pop crossover. And Giving You the Best That I Got, great album, great song. It was a huge hit on the pop charts, but they wouldn't market it at pop stations. The songs to me sound like anything. Yeah, they're R&B, they're pop, they're whatever, but they wouldn't service her to pop radio. Milquetoast. I call it mayonnaise. They wouldn't service her there. And that album's the bomb. I love that album. I need to play that album again. I haven't played that album in a while. There are a lot of artists like that. Jeffrey Osborne. A lot of artists that came out that had pop flavor to them. And they did cross over a little bit, but they couldn't get any bigger because they were black. Unless you were Sade, who was light-skinned and from England. And that's what happened there. So, your love is, don't trust me, I love me some Sade. I love me some Sade. She was the bomb. But she was seen, because she was foreign, like literally a foreigner. I guess the LTD, that was Jeffrey Osborne's group before that. Like Teddy Pendergrass. A lot of those artists who had great voices that, yeah, they're R&B-ish, but only a few would cross over. Like a Barry White crossed over because Barry White had the deep voice. And his songs were for love, and like baby, 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 and can't get enough of your love, babe, and you're my first, my last, my everything. My voice idol, obviously. He crossed over just because his songs were huge. They couldn't contain him. Certain people like Stevie Wonder crossed over. There's certain people who crossed over, they couldn't contain them. They did. Adult contemporary, I totally forgot about that. That is something that's for the softer music. And Sade was that. But pop's supposed to mean popular music, right? That's what pop is short for, popular music. what songs are popular in the mainstream, not just on black radio or white radio. Back then it was called black and white radio back then, basically. But like what is popular. So if Billie Jean by Michael Jackson is popular, then MTV started August 1981. I didn't see the first episode, but I saw the third episode. I mean, why I remember the third episode? Because I can say this now. We had an illegal black box back in the day. And so we had one of the few black boxes in the neighborhood. And my mother got it for us. And so we got cable. One of the people on my block back in 81 had cable. And I had, back then it was Z Channel, which is not there anymore. Showtime, HBO. We had an Atlanta station that was very popular, WGN. Well, I think it was WGN Chicago, one of those. We had WGN, we had Atlanta station, and then we had MTV. And so I could say I've watched MTV since 1981. I was there, and they had like 10 videos. It wasn't even a lot of videos. That's why you say the British invasion happened. The second British invasion happened because they all had videos. So they populated MTV. Hence, the first time I saw my group, WTBS. That's right. Yes, that was yes, exactly. That was Atlanta. I had my first love and became a Duran Duran. I remember seeing Please Please Tell Me Now, There's Something I Should Know, and Planet Earth. And that was like 81, 82. And I was like, who's this group? These 5 guys, they had the hair and everything. And I was like, oh my God, I love Duran Duran. And because I'm a Jane Fonda fan, I knew that name was familiar. If you didn't know this, Duran Duran is from Barbarella. That was a character in Barbarella. If you don't know Barbarella, that was Jane Fonda's debut in her own starring movie. And it's famous for the opening scene where she's half naked, getting dressed, floating in space, with her hair, long tresses of hair, and all that. But Duran Duran was a character in Barbarella. And years later, Duran Duran put an album out called Electric Barbarella. So it all came full circle. I saw Duran Duran, and I was like hooked. I saw Pet Shop Boys. And here's what's really funny. Pet Shop Boys had a song called West End Girls. That was their huge first hit. I remember seeing the first version, which you don't know about anymore. It was a whole different version than the version that became a hit. Yeah, the Orgasm Machine, that's right, in Barbarella, exactly. And I remember seeing that on MTV, and then it went away, and then they brought up the newer version. They showed a lot of Adam and the Ants, Adam Ant, don't drink, don't smoke, what do you do, don't drink, don't, your goody goody t-shirt. I used to love that song. Oh my God, no! No. It's the last minute and a half, you guys. So this hour goes by so fast. It goes by so fast. Wow. So we talked Prince, we talked Madonna, we talked George Michael, I talked Duran Duran. There's another great episode, you guys. So tomorrow night, at the same time, it's not this show, but it's my girl, Mayumi McKinley, is the therapist and the life coach. We're going to do a show on depression. So that's at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m., whatever. We're doing it tomorrow night on this hour. So we're going to do that. We're going to talk to you guys. You guys liked the first conversation, so we're going to talk to you with the second conversation. We'll do that here. Probably do a few more of these. But we decided to do this one late at night because depression sometimes is exacerbated late at night. I love talking music memories. We didn't talk food this time. That's one thing we didn't talk. So no food. Hi, Charcy. Hi, buddy. You guys came in a little late. I do the show every night. All the show every night. Every night. This channel, James Lott Jr. Hopefully, if you don't like me on here. If you don't like me, you don't like me. So the show tomorrow night will be live on here at this time period in place of this show. And then on Thursday will be my 25th episode. Kind of funny. So I couldn't save the show from last night. That one somehow didn't save. I'm going to try to save this one and post it on my YouTube channel, which is JLJ Media. Oh my God, 18, 17, 16. I love you guys. Stay safe and sane. Talk to you later.